Hello and welcome to the channel. Now in today's video I'm going to be looking at this. This is the Zengrip Pro from Satisfye, made specifically for the Nintendo Switch OLED. Now like many of you, I've had this on pre-order for months, but this week it finally arrived. So in this video I'm going to be going through all of the features of the grip, and I will also be comparing it to this. This is the original Zengrip for the Nintendo Switch. I'm going to be telling you if there are any improvements, or whether you have one, just stick with the old Zengrip. So join me as I turn up the lights, put this down on the tech desk, the Zengrip Pro for the Nintendo Switch OLED from Satisfye. Welcome down onto the tech desk. As we said in the introduction, we're going to be looking at this today. This is the Zengrip Pro for your Nintendo Switch OLED from Satisfye. So I've had this on pre-order for months. I'll leave links down below where you can get hold of this on the official website. This cost me $30. However, if you're going to get this to the UK, you're going to be looking at around another $25 for it to be shipped, which is quite a lot for the UK. I assume it's different for other countries around the world, but for the UK, that was quite a lot of money to get it shipped. So just be careful if you're ordering it from there. I would be possibly waiting for it to arrive on Amazon if you're in a country where the shipping is too much. Okay, so this is it really. I just got this, nothing else. I just got the grip, the Satisfye Zengrip Pro, made for Switch OLED, made for the Switch. Spin it over. It's all about it. Just a few things that we'll run through the features, but that was it. That's all you get in the box. So if you've had the Satisfye grip before, you'll know the same format. It looks almost identical apart from the colour, obviously. And I've also got my old Zengrip. So this is my Zengrip for my Switch, my original Switch. I've done a video where you can hack it and it fits the OLED. I don't know if you've done that or not. And I'm going to be comparing it to this one to see whether it's worth upgrading to this or if it's worth just getting this straight away. So this is $30. When this came out, it was $30. You can currently get it for about $22, but it's out of stock. So you might be looking to get this one. And there's a few differences compared to this one, as you can see. So straight off the bat, we can see it has this kind of floating design, which basically means it doesn't touch any of this hard plastic here. The Switch rests on these rubber pins. So there's 4 rubber pads there, 4 there, 4 there. And then there's 3 here, really big ones that your Joy-Cons sit on. So when your Joy-Con goes in there, it doesn't touch any of the plastic. The only plastic it touches is down here. There is no padding down on these feet here where the kind of screen sits on. It's just the padding where these 4 here, these 3, and these 3. Then if we spin it over, it says Satisfye Zengrip Pro, perfect, and it has this. So these black bits here, they're kind of almost this really hard, rubbery, foamy type feel. It's a nice and comfy. It makes it for a really good grip. And if you have a look on the top here, this side is slightly smaller than this side. The reason for that is because of the Switch itself. The sticks up there and the sticks up the asymmetrical design. So you have your kind of this thumb here. Hand is kind of tends to be, I'm going to exaggerate this a bit, tends to be rotated around like that a bit more. And again, I'm going to exaggerate it. With this being down, your hand tends to be up there a bit more. So they've made this one down and this one up, like so. The way you put the Switch in is you kind of pop it in. What I tend to do is, as with all of these grips, you kind of put it in and then you have to spin it around and hold it by the triggers to push in. Because if you start pushing it in with just the screen, your Joy-Cons pop out. Okay, so don't do that. Hold the Switch kind of by the triggers and then slide it in. There is a bit of resistance, okay, but it does go in. There we go. And we're in. And as you can see, the only really bit of plastic that touches the Switch is kind of on the back of the screen there and down under here. The Switch Joy-Cons don't touch it, as you can see there. It kind of that is floating design that they talk about. But there's no chance of it scratching your Joy-Cons. It's close at the top there, but it doesn't touch. And then when you've got it on, you've got access to all of the buttons, as you would do. All of the buttons on here. You haven't got access to the kickstand because of this. And you've got access to the charging port down the bottom there. And if you see these feet here, this is where it stands up. So it can stand like that. You can't really use it desktop. It's quite high up. It needs to be back there for desktop, I'd say. But it's quite high up. But it's got room so you can plug a charger in. If you kind of got one of the original packs that came with the case and the charging cable, they have an L-shaped USB Type-C that fits in there beautifully. So you put it in there and you can charge it while it's stood up there. Otherwise, you can just charge it like that. And obviously, it is this can't be docked. So if you've got this on, there's no way you're going to be docked. It doesn't even fit in the jump gate dock from Skull&Co either. So it is only going to be handheld, or as I said, desktop, but that's quite high up. It also mentions that it can fit the Switch as well. So I've got my original Switch here. So let's pop this in. Goes in much easier. Yeah, just. So that's going to be no problem. The Switch isn't going to fall out of there. It's nice and secure enough. So if you like the white one and you've got a Switch and a Switch OLED, or you just want one for the Switch, then this is perfectly adequate. So it fits that, no problem at all. And also, I got the Switch on its own. I got this case with my original Zengrip. But if you've got this case from Satisfye, I just want to show you that, let's pop the Switch back in, that it does fit in the case. Okay, no problems at all. And then flap over like that. So if you have got the original Zengrip case, it fits the OLED version. Now, the only differences I can see with this OLED version, there's threefold. Number one is obviously the colour. So it's white, but I'm assuming they're going to be doing different colours of these down the line. So that is the colour. Also, the width. It is around 3mm wider. Okay, you won't tell when you put them side by side. It took me a while to get the measurements, but it's about 3mm wider, which is in line with the width extra of the OLED. And also the rubber pads. So it's got 3 there, 4. As you can see, it's only got 2 there. Well, it would have had 2, but if you're going to be doing this for the OLED, you're only going to have 1, and then you're going to have 4 and 4. So it's got an extra set of padding in there. In terms of weight, they're almost identical. So I weighed this one at 144 grams. I weighed this at 143 grams. So there's hardly any difference. So finally then, I know what I'm going to get asked is it worth an upgrade from the original to this one? Well, if you've got an OLED, try the hack first if you've got this. Go and have a look at my video on making this fit with the OLED. Go and see if you can fit it in. A couple of people have said they couldn't get theirs to fit in. I could get mine to fit in, no problem at all. So there we go. So my OLED fit in there. It's $30 to upgrade to this, plus your shipping. So I'm not sure. I think if it fits in there and you're having no issues, then I wouldn't bother. But if you want one, if you haven't got a Zengrip and you've got an OLED, you might as well go for this one because it fits the OLED beautifully. And as I said, currently at the time of filming, this is out of stock, even though it's a little bit cheaper. So you might as well get this one because it fits the Switch OLED and the original Switch. So if you are a Satisfye fan, you're not going to be disappointed by this. It's a fantastic grip. And do subscribe because I'm going to be comparing the Satisfye to the Skull&Co as well. I'm going to be going all the features. So hopefully if you're debating whether you want to go for the Satisfye or the Skull&Co, hopefully that video will help you out. But this is a really excellent, well-made grip. I'd love to know in the comments below of whether you're going to get this or if you're going to get the old one and modify it to fit the OLED. Do let me know down in the comments below. There we have it then, that was my look at this, the Zengrip Pro for the Nintendo Switch OLED. Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. Have you modified your old grip to save a bit of money having to buy this? Do you resent having to pay that amount for postage for the UK? Okay, right then, thanks very much then. Please do stick thumbs up, do subscribe if you're new around here, and until the next video, bye-bye.